Welcome to today's lecture. In this video, we are going to see how to evaluate half-range series in a general interval 0, L. In many physical phenomena, we may need to represent the equations only as a cosine terms or as sine terms alone. So that is why we study half-range cosine and sine series. So in a general interval 0, L, let us see how to evaluate these series. First one, the half-range cosine series of a function in the interval 0 to L is given by f of x equal to a0 by 2 plus summation an cos n pi x by L, where the formula for a0 and an are given as shown. A0 is 2 by L 0 to L f of x dx and an is 2 by L 0 to L f of x cos n pi x by L dx. So remember, whenever the interval becomes 0, L, instead of cos nx, we have here cos n pi x by L. And next is a Fourier sine series of the function in the same interval is given by f of x equal to sigma bn sin n pi x by L. Similarly, bn will be 2 by L integral 0 to L f of x. Instead of cosine, now we will have sin n pi x by L dx. Let us do few problems in half-range series. First, evaluate the half-range cosine series of the function x in 0, L, and we need to deduce the value of certain series also as given. So first, the given function is f of x equal to x. Let us write the formula first. The half-range cosine series of f of x in 0 to L is f of x equal to a0 by 2 plus summation an cos n pi x by L, where the formula for a0 and an are given by a0 is 2 by L 0 to L f of x dx and an is 2 by L 0 to L f of x cos n pi x by L dx. And one by one let us find now the value of a0 first, which is 2 by L integral 0 to L f of x dx, and substitute the value of f of x, which is x. And when we integrate x, we get x squared by 2. And now apply the limit. What is the upper limit? In the place of x, we have to put L. So we have L squared by 2 minus 0, which is the lower limit. And now when you look at this term, 2 and 2 will be cancelled. L squared by L. So the answer will be equal to L. Hence, the answer of A0 is L. Next, we shall proceed to find AN. The formula is 2 by L 0 to L f of x cos n pi x by L dx. And when we substitute f of x as x, we have this integral. And now remember, there are two terms, so we have to use Bernoulli's rule of integration. So we shall brush up that. When we have product of two terms to integrate, we need to keep the first and integrate the second, minus differentiate the first, integrate the second, and the formula goes like that. Now let us apply this rule for this given integral. So 2 by L into keeping the first term x into integrate the second. So cos, when we integrate, we get sin n pi x by L divided by n pi by L, because cos ax, when we integrate, we get sin ax divided by a, that a will come. So here that a is n pi by L, minus differentiate the first. So x, when we differentiate, 1 into integrate the second. Sin, when we integrate, minus cos. So minus cos n pi x by L divided by, again n pi by L will come. So already one n pi by L is there. So totally n squared pi squared by L squared. So now the integration is over. Why the integration is over? Because when we proceed further, when we differentiate the first term, here the first term is 1. So when we differentiate that, we get 0. So 0 into anything is going to be 0. So this is the end of the integration. Now we should apply limit. So what is the upper limit? In the place of x, we have to put L. So an will be equal to 2 by L into, in the place of x, we are substituting L. So L into, when we put x as L, that sin n pi x by L will become sin n pi divided by n pi by L minus 1 into minus cos n pi divided by n squared pi squared by L squared. So because we have put x as L, this is the upper limit, minus the lower limit will be when we put x 0, the first term will become 0, 0 into sine term, so 0, minus 1 into minus, so like minus into minus will become plus cos 0 divided by n squared pi squared by L squared. So this is the limit, upper limit minus lower limit. And now let us see the values. Okay, when we substitute or when we simplify this, we get 2 by L into sin n pi. The first term is becoming 0. So we have only minus minus plus cos n pi by L squared, n squared pi squared by L squared minus cos 0 divided by n squared pi squared by L squared. So which is common denominator. Now in the next step, we shall substitute cos n pi as minus 1 power n and cos 0 as 1. Remember, sin 0 value was 0, sin n pi was 0. So we have the value of an like this, 2l by n squared pi squared, because that denominator to denominator l squared will go to the numerator. So 1l will be cancelled. Into, in the place of cos n pi, we can substitute minus 1 power n minus cos 0 is 1. And do you remember, whenever we have a term of this sort, that is 1 and minus 1 power n coming together, it will become 0 either for odd integers or for even integers. So for which integer this term is becoming 0, can you observe? In the place of n, when we substitute even terms, when we substitute even terms, minus 1 square minus 1 power 4, everything is becoming plus 1. So 1 minus 1 will become 0. So an value will be 0 whenever n is even. And when n is odd, the answer will be minus 4l, because minus 1 power n minus 1, the answer will be minus 2 whenever n is odd. So minus 2 into 2l. So it becomes minus 4l divided by n squared pi squared. So these are the values of a0 and an we have got. Now substitute these values in the half-range cosine series, which is f of x equal to, we know a0 by 2 plus summation an cos n pi x by L. In the place of a0, we have substituted L, and in the place of an, we have substituted minus 4L by n squared pi squared. And the summation is only for odd integers. So this is the final half-range cosine series. Now we shall proceed to find the value of a series they have asked to deduce. 1 power minus 2 plus 3 power minus 2 plus 5 power minus 2, etc. When you observe, actually this is the same as 1 by 1 squared plus 1 by 3 squared plus 1 by 5 squared. And look at the Fourier cosine series answer we have received, and compare this and the series which we need to deduce. The pattern is, in the denominator we have n squared. So in the Fourier series also we have denominator n squared. So we shall just substitute some value for x. And you remember cos 0 is 1. So we shall just substitute x as 0. If we put x as 0 in 1, the equation becomes f of 0 equal to L by 2 plus minus 4L by n squared pi squared inside the summation into cos 0. And now x equal to 0 is an interior discontinuous point. When you learn about continuity and discontinuity, you would have learnt this. And hence the formula for an interior discontinuous point is given by the average of the left hand limit and the right hand limit, like this: f of 0 minus plus f of 0 plus divided by 2. But the function f of x is the function f of x is given as x in 0 comma L. So the value of f of 0 minus and f of 0 plus both will be zeros. So 0 plus 0 by 2, the answer is 0 here. Also, we know the fact cos 0 is 1. So substituting these values cos 0, 1 and f of 0 equal to 0 in equation 2, we get this was equation 2. We get 0 equal to L by 2 minus 4L by pi squared is a constant. So we have taken that out of the summation into, so inside the summation we have cos 0, which is 1 divided by n squared. And from here L by 2 we can take to the left side and we can write like this. From this we can get the answer of the summation as sigma 1 by n squared equal to pi squared by 8, because L is getting cancelled both sides and negative sign also is getting cancelled both sides. So this is the answer of the series. But when we expand the series and see, this is the same as 1 by 1 squared plus 1 by 3 squared plus 1 by 5 squared, etc., which is exactly the series 1 power minus 2 plus 3 power minus 2 plus 5 power minus 2. So the answer of this particular series is pi squared by 8. This was the first series they have asked to deduce. Now let us go to the deduction of the second series. Look at this now. 1 power minus 4 plus 3 power minus 4 plus 5 power minus 4, etc. And when you look at this series, actually we have power 4s, right? And when we observe in the Fourier cosine series answer, we would have got only 1 by n squared in the denominator. But here we need to find 1 by 1 power 4, 1 by 3 power 4, etc. So we have to square that 1 by n squared. Then only we will receive 1 by n power 4. So whenever the squaring has to happen, we need to go for Parseval's identity. So this is our Parseval's identity, where the left side y bar squared is the RMS value given by this formula 1 by b minus a integral a to b f of x the whole squared dx. And where that a and b are the limits actually. So here the limit of the problem is given as 0 to L. So 1 by b minus a will become L minus 0, which is L, 0 to L. F of x whole squared. So f of x is x. So when we square that, we get x squared. And when we integrate x squared, we have x cubed by 3. And now apply the limit. So it's going to be L cube minus 0 divided by 3. So the final answer will be L squared by 3. Now we shall see an application over a half-range series. Uh, Take this problem. A polarizing filter need to convert natural light waves into polarized light, which has to be sinusoidal in nature. It is observed that a particular unpolarized light waves are of the form kx into x minus 2 between 0 to 2. And we are asked to derive an expression which represents this polarized light as sine waves. Okay, before going to solve the problem mathematically, let us have a glance of the story behind it. What is polarization first? Um, a light wave which is vibrating in more than one plane, usually it is referred as unpolarized light. And the polarized light waves, they usually vibrate in a single plane. So many times we may have to polarize the light waves in order to prevent the blurredness which occurs in the vision. So this process of transforming unpolarized light into polarized form is known as polarization. And the apparatus used for that is called a polarizing filter, which is designed such a way the light waves with the same orientation as is absorbed by the filter, and using the molecules, vibrations, etc., and thereby reducing the intensity of the light passing through the filter. This Polaroid was invented by the American physicist Edwin Land as a sheet of Polaroid consisting of long chain hydrocarbon molecules aligned in a single direction. And the molecules actually absorb any light with an electrical field which is parallel to the alignment direction. So the process takes place, and the unpolarized light waves are transformed to polarized one. These are few pictures of the polarizer or the Polaroid. And why we need to study about these Polaroids? Like, let us see some applications for them. Polarized lenses are used in sunglasses, telescopes, binoculars, cameras, etc. to remove the reflected and the scattered light and give a smooth vision. So these are a few examples for polarized and non-polarized visions. As you can observe, like it is a very important application because many people having eyesight, definitely they need to wear glasses to have a very clear vision. So very important application. Now let us move on to the mathematical computation of sine series to represent that given function. So here the given function is kx into x minus 2 in the interval 0 to 2. Usually in the half range series, the general interval is 0, comma L. So we are comparing that with 0, comma 2, we get L equal to 2. And the half range sine series formula as usual, let us write that first. F of x equal to sigma bn sin n pi x by L, where bn is given by 2 by L integral 0 to L sin n pi x by L dx. But before that we have substituted in the place of L specifically as 2. So now bn formula is 2 by L 0 to L f of x sin n pi x by L dx, which is again substituting the value of L as 2, we get this. And now let us write what is f of x, kx into x minus 2 into sin n pi x by 2 dx. Now multiply the first term x into x minus 2 and taking the constant k out, we get like this. And again now remember, when we have product of two terms in integration, what is the famous rule we are applying? Bernoulli's rule, which is keeping the first term into integrate the second minus differentiate the first, integrate the second, it goes on like that. So let us apply this rule here. And before applying that, let's also look into these formulas. Integral cos nx is sin nx by n, and integral sin nx is minus cos nx by m. Now we'll move on to integrate the value for bn. So keeping the first term x squared minus 2x into integrating the second. So sin, when we integrate, we have minus cos n pi x by 2 divided by a. What is that a? N pi by 2. Plus, now differentiate the first, minus, when we differentiate the first term we had x squared minus 2x. So that when we differentiate, now we get 2x minus 2 into integrate the second. So when we integrate the second term, what is the second term here? Minus cos. So that when we integrate, we get minus sine. So minus sine n pi x by 2 divided by again n pi by 2 will come. So totally n squared pi squared by 4 plus. Now differentiate the first term. When we differentiate the first term, 2x minus 2, we get 2 into integrate the second. Now the second term is minus sine. Remember sine, when we integrate, we will get minus cos. Here we have minus sine. So minus cos we will get, which is plus cos. So cos n pi x by 2 divided by, again n pi by 2 will come. So totally n cube pi cube by 8. Now the integration is over because we have got a constant. So in the next step, when we differentiate the first term, here the first term is 2. So when we differentiate that 2, we will get 0. So this is the end of the integration. Now we will proceed further to apply the limit. And what is the upper limit here? In the place of x, we have to put 2. So in the place of x, when I put 2, what I get? In the first term, 4 minus 4 into minus cos n pi. In the place of x, when we put 2, 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So that's why we get minus cos n pi minus, in the place of x, so here when we put 2, we get 4 minus 2 into minus sine n pi divided by n squared pi squared by 4. And the third term is plus 2 into cos n pi divided by n cube pi cube by 8. So remember, this is the whole upper limit when we put x equal to 2. Now minus lower limit. What is the lower limit? In the place of x, we have to put 0. So the first term is going to be 0 and the second term also 0 because sine 0 is 0 and the last third term will be cos 0 will be 1. So 2 by n cube pi cube by 8. Of course, there we have written cos 0 here. And remember these values of sine and cos. Sine 0, 0, cos 0, 1, sine n pi 0, and cos n pi will be minus 1 power n. So substitute all these values. We will get the answer of Bn as k into the first term is going to be 0 anyway. Sine n pi everything is going to be 0. And only we have that third term, that is 2 cos n pi, no? So that cos n pi becomes minus 1 power n, and the denominator to denominator, that 8 goes to the numerator, so it becomes 16 by n cube pi cube. And of course the last term minus cos 0 becomes 1, so that 8 goes to the numerator and it becomes 16 by n cube pi cube. So this is the final answer. We just need to simplify it more. So we have taken 16 by n cube pi cube, which is a common term out. So we have minus 1 power n minus 1. And remember, whenever we have this minus 1 power n and 1 together, we have already observed it will become 0 either for odd integers or for even integers. So here, can you get for which integer this term is becoming 0? Yeah, whenever n is even. So the value of Bn is 0 when n is even, and when n is odd, it becomes the term inside the bracket, it becomes minus 2. So totally minus 32k by n cube pi cube. So this is the value of Bn. Let us substitute that in the sine series formula. So f of x is sigma Bn sin n pi x by 2. In the place of that Bn, we shall substitute this answer, which represents the polarized light waves. So remember, our task was to represent the polarized light waves into the sine curves, so which we have achieved. So students, I hope like all of you would have understood how to find half range sine series and cosine series in a general interval 0 to L. So you can use the knowledge and try to solve these problems. This lecture, we studied how to find the half range series in a general interval 0 to L. And of course, in the next class, we will learn about a new concept, complex form in Fourier series. Thank you.